Imagine, if you will, a scenario where the United States breaks out into a civil war. Where would be the safest places to be? Picture the vast landscape of the nation, from the rocky peaks of the Rockies to the bustling cities of the East Coast. Consider the implications of population density, resources, and geographical features. Ponder the role of these factors in a potential conflict. In this video, we will analyze different regions of the United States to determine their safety in such a hypothetical scenario. Firstly, let's consider the geographical features of different regions. You see, geography isn't just about maps and locations. It's about understanding how the land itself can offer protection and isolation. For instance, mountains with their rugged terrain and high altitudes can offer a natural fortress of sorts. They're not easy to navigate, making them a potential safe zone. On the other hand, bodies of water, whether they're lakes, rivers, or coastlines, can act as natural barriers. They can hinder the movement of large forces, providing relative safety to those on the other side. Climate, too, is a significant factor. Harsh climates, whether it's the scorching heat of a desert or the bone-chilling cold of the Arctic, can make areas less desirable for conflict. This, in turn, can make these regions potential safe zones. But remember, while all these geographical features can offer protection, they can also isolate you from vital resources. Geography plays a crucial role in determining safe zones, but it's only part of the story. Now turn your attention to the population density and resources of these regions. Imagine a crowded city and a tranquil countryside. Which one comes off as safer in a tense situation? The answer usually lies with the latter. Areas with lower population density, like rural regions, could potentially be safer due to fewer potential conflicts. Less people can mean less strife, less competition for resources, and less likelihood for confrontations. But it's not just about how many people are around, it's also about what's around for people. Resources like food, water, and energy play a crucial role in our hypothetical scenario. Areas rich in these essentials stand a better chance in the face of conflict. Consider a region with an abundance of fresh water sources, fertile lands, and renewable energy options. These resources not only sustain life but also reduce dependence on external supplies. This autonomy can be a critical factor in ensuring safety. On the other hand, areas heavily reliant on imported resources may find themselves in a precarious position. Without access to essentials, these regions could become hotspots for conflict and strife. So it's not just about population density, it's also about resources. It's about the balance between the two. As we can see, regions with lower population density and abundant resources could be safer, but there's more to consider. So, where does all this information lead us? In our hypothetical scenario of a civil war breaking out in the United States, the safest areas would be determined by a combination of geographical features, population density, and resources. Starting with geography, remember that areas with natural barriers like mountains or large bodies of water could offer a certain level of protection. These could hinder the movement of large groups and provide a strategic advantage. Therefore, places like the Appalachian region, the Rocky Mountains, or the coastal areas of the Pacific Northwest could be considered safer. Next, we need to consider population density. Areas with fewer people might be less likely to witness large-scale conflict. This could potentially make rural areas more desirable than urban ones, despite the latter's infrastructure and resources. Speaking of resources, it's vital to remember that survival requires more than just staying out of the line of fire. Access to food, water, and energy sources would be paramount. Areas rich in these resources, such as the agricultural Midwest or the energy-rich parts of Texas, could offer an edge. In this hypothetical scenario, regions that combine these factors, geographical barriers, low population density, and resource availability, might be the safest. These could include the Pacific Northwest, the Appalachian region, and parts of the Midwest and Texas. In the face of such a scenario, these areas could potentially offer the greatest safety. But remember, this is purely hypothetical. It's always better to strive for peace than to prepare for war.